Hey, you, so you want to learn how to be a better leader in generic roleplay game? Well, you've come to the right place. I will go over 3 things you will need to be a good leader as well as other pieces of advice. To start off, the first thing you'll need is money. A leader with only a few $100s cannot adequately provide for their town. If you become the leader and you have less than $5,000, I advise you to simply resign. The richer you are, the better you are going to be able to provide for the town. The second thing you'll need is luck. Usually, there will be a string of inexperienced, poor, or tyrannical leaders before one sticks. Even if you aren't any of those things, you may still be immediately targeted right after becoming leader if you become the leader during this process. If you're rich and you come after a broke leader, the chances are people will be happy and they will start praising you. However, if a good leader dies and you're next in line, you will probably not make it very far because people will assume you are a bad leader because you came after a good one. You also have to be lucky enough to have council members and guards that will cooperate. If the council is corrupt, they may try to kill you if you don't let them control you. If the guards are corrupt, they may try to kill you for the same thing. Thankfully, if you manage the economy and leadership correctly, you'll be able to please the council and guards without causing any expense to the lower classes. How do you do that? Well, you need the smarts to know how to rule over your town properly. I am going to go over many aspects you will be challenged with as a leader. The first one is the economic policies you set are going to be one of the most important things you will need to know to be a good leader. Many have their own preferences, but I like to set my economic policies to 35% tax rate, $28 per minute wage, and $4 food price. You'll also want to have doctors pay taxes in exchange of making healthcare not free. This gets you tax money from the doctors as well as making sure they don't hate you with a compromise. As for guards and council, make them not have to pay taxes. This makes sure neither will try to kill you. The leadership policies you set are just as important to making a thriving town. To understand the leadership policies you must first understand. There are generally 2 social classes. The higher social classes mostly consists of doctors, guards, and council members. The rest consists of everybody else. Your goal as the leader is to make sure no single role or social class has more power than the other. Council members should be able to be arrested so they don't become corrupt. Guards are there to protect you in the town, so they don't need to vote. As for the citizens, they have 2 ways to have power. The first is praising and rioting. The second is weapons. Which leads us to the next topic. Arming your civilians is actually beneficial to your town. When anyone can purchase a weapon, it becomes much easier for you and your town to fend off barbarian raids. It also makes people like you more. Of course, overdoing it will lead to chaos. You should only buy a good sword and musket and nothing more powerful. As long as violence is illegal and your guards are loyal to you, they will arrest anyone who tries to kill you. Citizens can praise or add to raise or lower your approval. A good way to raise approval, other than being a good leader, is to promise to purchase things when a certain approval rate is reached. For instance, you can promise to buy best tools when approval rate is 60%, or you can promise to buy best food at 100%. They will likely praise you until you reach those milestones. When you follow through with your promises, they will praise you even more. A mistake many leaders make is caving to either the upper or lower classes. You should always listen to both sides, but never forget that you are the leader and you should know what is best for your town. One of the most challenging aspects of being a leader is making your town loyal to you. The best way to do so is to improve your public image. Unfortunately, there is no 100% guaranteed to work method because you have to have people like you first things first. Your only hope is that you succeed a bad or poor leader. If you're rich, they may give you a chance to fix the town. Let's make two different scenarios of a leader during a barbarian raid. The first scenario is the leader who keeps his distance from the gates while telling people to protect the town. The second scenario is the leader who pulls out his good sword and gives a rallying call before charging out of the gates to meet the oncoming barbarians. Which one would you respect more? The key to improving public image is to step down from the tower and be a leader, not a boss. When a barbarian raid happens, be the one to lead the charge out there with the civilians. Barbarians are usually hated by everyone in the town, so you can use that to unite your subjects against a common enemy. If you lead correctly, you can create a thriving economy where everybody loves you. Of course, you don't have to be a bad leader to have people who want to kill you. Chances are, there will be at least one corrupt person in the upper classes who will want to kill you. Usually it's a guard or council member. If you die, that's okay. If you were a good leader, the town will be upset that you died. That has the unintended side effect of making the town instantly dislike the next leader in line. The next few leaders will be doomed to a town in disarray until the next great leader comes along and starts the cycle all over again. Thanks for watching, and make sure to comment your craziest stories as leader down in the comment below.